people like to keep things very tidy while others function better in organized
chaos. But having a partner who is the completely opposite housekeeping habits can lead to stress and disagreements, something Ross may have to deal with on Friends. Take a look.
So you want to come inside?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Wow.
One of the best Friends clips ever.
So how does your personal space reflect your personality? Psychiatrist Samantha Boardman is the founder of PositivePrescription.com.
And Barbara Reich is a professional organizer. I think
of course
we'd be
she
friends,
is.
and the author of Secrets of an Organized Mom.
Nice to see you, ladies.
Hello, ladies. So if we're messy or if we're neat, what kind of a window does that give you, Samantha, into someone's personality?
I think it can say a couple of things about them, but you don't want to overread that either, because I think people sort of sometimes will assume then that somebody who's very tidy is very self-disciplined and controlled, maybe somebody who isn't that disciplined or self-controlled. But there are also other factors that might play a role.
Yeah, what?
Well, for example, environment can play a really serious role in how we behave. And they've done some studies like this where they put flyers on the windshield of cars in different types of parking lots. Picture one that's immaculate, very clean, nothing on the ground, versus another one filled with litter. And what do people do? Those in the immaculate parking lot are much more likely to pick it off the windshield and walk a long distance and throw it in the garbage, whereas those in a filthy parking lot are much more likely to...
no big deal.
And even the tidy ones.
Oh, they throw it on the floor?
I am so against littering. I would never in a million years.
With few exceptions.
Barbara, you work with people always. You're trying to organize them and get them in shape. Tell us a little bit about how could you possibly help someone?
I could definitely help Hoda.
You could? How?
Well, people have different reasons for why they have clutter. So, for example, there are some people that they just can't make a decision. So they can't decide what to keep, what to throw away. So they just keep everything.
I might need it. They're a bit of a hoarder.
Well, I wouldn't use that word necessarily.
That's what they are.
In the best of all possible ways. Or there are some people that are just procrastinators. They would rather do anything other than clean and organize. So they don't, and the consequence is they live with a lot of clutter.
And does it tell you anything else about their personality? Because I feel like I'm disciplined in my life. Like I get up.
You get up and you walk your dog and you work out. All before 5 o'clock in the morning.
Remember when you walked to my office the other day, my dressing room? She was totally horrified. She was like, what happened? It was like a bomb blew up in there.
Well, you end up wasting a lot of time, don't
Finding
you? A lot of time, because you're looking for stuff constantly.
And a lot of money, buying things, again, that you already have because you don't think you have it, because you don't know where you put it. Absolutely.
Well, let's stop picking on the people who aren't organized. What about people like Kathy Lee? Okay, I had a conversation, Samantha, with Kathy Lee, and we were talking like this. Behind me there was a lamp, and it was askew. Kathy could not look at me. She was looking at the lamp and adjusting it. I didn't know what was going on.
Well, you were boring me, too. I don't know why. I wasn't riveted, Hoda.
But you know what I'm talking about. People who are very into having things in rows.
Absolutely. And it's sort of at risk of being rigid. And sometimes I think a messy environment can actually make us a little bit more creative. And so people who are in sort of a little bit more of a disheveled environment might be a little bit more open to new experiences. For example, if you want to think outside of the box, if that's, the kind of career you're in and you want to do something a little bit more creative, it might help to have a little bit more of a disorganized
Well, if I'm writing or something, I've got all of that controlled chaos around me. I just don't want to leave it there and see it later.
Yeah, like shoes in the foyer or something like that.
Plus, they're hazards to people. You can trip on them and hurt yourself.
Okay, so if you want to organize your life a little, is there sort of an ABC guide to how to do it?
Absolutely. I mean, the first thing I would say is you should start small. So focus on things that you can tackle in short amounts of time, because that'll give you the confidence to do bigger projects.
What, like a junk drawer?
Like a drawer.
A junk drawer, your refrigerator. You can clean out your refrigerator literally 15 minutes. You can.
I don't think so.
You can clean out your child's room and get rid of all the clothes that don't fit him or her in a half an hour.
Okay, you're right. It doesn't take that
long.
Start
the day, make your bed.
It just feels so good when you get rid of it. Something psychologically, you've accomplished something kind of primal. I bet they used to clean up their caves, too, in cave days. Get that dinosaur out of here. Because you just feel better if you're in a better environment like that.
Okay, and what other, do you have some tips, Samantha?
Crazy.
She does. She looks at you like
No. I think it is a cathartic experience to do it. And there is that wonderful thing about spring cleaning and getting things done, but I do think sort of a 5-minute miracle, make it easy, start small, and you can do things, for example, in relationships, it's often a huge point of stress and tension, and usually there's a way to make it easy, and if you live with somebody who's a little bit sort of more chaotic and is comfortable with that, which people do, how can you make it easy for them to not put the wet towel on the floor?
So how do you do it?
So put a hamper exactly in that space where they usually drop it. Make it easy, make the default option easy.
Should you pick up after them?
I would say no, absolutely not.
But if you like it nice, you have to. Otherwise you're always nitpicking.
Is there, and then he's
give
mad
them a certain space where they can, that's theirs, where they can have their chaos.
Okay, give them their room, their man cave.
Okay,
you guys, thank you so much.